Hey, welcome back to the channel. We have grown our channel and to the point now that we have a lot of companies reaching out to us on, hey, would you review a product for us? And over the last year or so, we've really got into solar. We're building a cabin, we're building our homestead here, and the power has been less than reliable, especially in the summer here. We've had our power go on and off like 3 times a week because the infrastructure here is older. They get it right back up, but it's times that it goes on and off. So this has made us really cognizant of our situation. We're not diehard preppers, but we kind of are. Anyway, long story short, VTOMAN asked us to do a review on this solar generator. It's a solar generator, but it's got a little twist to it in the fact that it is able to jump start a vehicle. That's one I've not seen before. Let's open this thing up and see what's in the box. So we're just going to take this thing out of the box and let you see what's in it. You'll get to see it just as I see it. I don't know anything about this, and I think that's the best way to do a review. I am opening this thing up just as if you bought it. Most men ain't gonna read the instructions. So right off the bat, it looks pretty good. Let's see if I can turn that over for you. This is, I don't know, this just has a cool feel to it. What do you think, Gizmo Doggy? You're all wet. Go away, go away. I'm doing a review. You're messing my review up. So it's got this nice little case. I don't know what's in it. Let's see, maybe the manual. Battery brick. So it's got the user's manual. It's got a little friendly tip. Just don't take it apart and soup it up. That's really basically what that says. Do not assemble, repair, or modify the unit. So don't modify it. So this little bag comes with some USB cords. That's USB-C, USB-C. It's got the power brick to charge it. I really like this because some of the other units we have, it doesn't come with a little place to keep everything together, and I've got cords like scattered at 4 different locations. So whenever I need a specific cord, I can't find it because it's maybe at our other house. And then it's got this 12-volt charger for the car, so you could charge it with a car. All right, moving on. I would say you could probably drop this out of an airplane the way they've got it packed, and it would probably survive. This would be fine for like camping, where you're going to be able to like bring it in your automobile, but you're not going to carry this to hike this back into a campground. I would say, probably can look on a chart, but that's every bit of 50 pounds. So let's look at the box real quick and we'll talk about the specs. 1400 watt-hour battery. So that's pretty good sized battery for that. So let's just look at the side of the box here before we go any further. It's got 1,000 watts output continuous. I did watch a video on this the other day, so I'm not totally ignorant on it, but pretty much ignorant on it. But it has a 2,000 watt peak. So what that means is, say you have one of those little window air conditioners and the power went out and you're just trying to keep a room cool enough for a baby or something like that. When those little air conditioners kick on, there's a power surge. It takes a little bit more power to turn the compressor over at the beginning than it does once it's running. It doesn't take very much. A good example is we have a little window air conditioner. It takes about 1,000 watts to initiate it, but once it's up and running, it only takes about 400 watts to continually keep it going. And something like this, I believe, would be no problem. It would handle a small window air conditioner. I don't know how long it would run it. I would say it'd probably run it a couple hours off of a full charge. I'm just looking through the box. Making sure that I didn't miss anything. So right off the bat, I am a little bit disappointed. And VTOMAN, when they sent it to me, they didn't send any kind of like, you need to say this or you need to say that. They just sent it to me. And I'll tell you why I'm a little bit disappointed. The build quality looks great. Everything looks great. But the claim to fame for this unit is the fact that it says you can jump start a car. So there's a jump start cable that plugs in right here. It didn't come with it. There's no bag. It's not here. I double checked everything. It's probably an add-on item. So let's look that up real quick. So we just got this out of the box, and I'm looking through all the plugs and everything, and the claim to fame for this VTOMAN is the fact that it is not only is it a solar generator, but you're also able to jump start a car, and you know that's why it's called the Jump 1000. I was a little bit disappointed when I opened the box up, and here's the cables and everything that came with, but it has no way of jumping the car. I look on their website, and according to their website, it says here, accessory VTOMAN jump cable for all VTOMAN products, $30. So if you want the jump cables, you're going to have to order those in addition to this unit. So I was kind of expecting, and I think most of us would, if its claim to fame is to be able to jump start something, that it would actually come with it. That's my first concern. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the unit and what we have in front of us. Now that we got that elephant in the room kind of out of the way, we can actually talk about this thing. So here is battery port. This is the jumper cable. Like if you plug this in, this is where that jumper cable adapter will go. You've got 3 110 ports right here, pure sine wave. You have one quick charge port down here at the bottom, and that's the 3.0 quick charge. I think it's 60 amp if I remember reading that somewhere. And you've got 3 regular, I think they're 4 amp chargers, and then 2 USB C outputs. You got 2 inputs for solar. You have a 12 volt power, and then a 12 that's out, and then you have 2 12 volt outs here, 10 amps each. So that's pretty much it. Let's see around on the back. We'll look at the right side. Nothing going on here but a fan vent. On the back here, it's got a light, LED light. That is nice, and it actually works. It's pretty bright. I wonder if it's got different brightnesses. Well, yes, it does. Wow, that is really bright. Don't look at that. It could cause you to have a stroke. Seizure. Eating bacon causes you to have a stroke. So just looking this over, the solar will take 2 100-watt panels. So you have 200 watts of solar input charging at one time. And then you also can plug in your charger for the wall 110. So you can literally charge 110 and solar at the same time. So the operation seems pretty simple. Like some of them you have an on button that turns it on and off, and that, you know, makes sense to me. But this one, you just turn on and off which section you want to work. So this is the AC 110. I just turned it on. Let's see if I can turn it off. Yep, turned it off. There's the 12 volt, or yeah, the 12 volt side, and the USB. I think the USB is on the 12 volt side. Let's see if they come with a USB-C cable. Let's see if this. Yep, it's charging. Looking at the VTOMAN website there. So this is our little 110 heater that we use for all of our tests. It's my load bank, if you will. So we'll go ahead and turn the 12 volt off. Got 79% capacity. Let's go ahead and turn the 110 on. And the heater's off. I don't know that this will pull this heater on high, because this heater is rated at about 1200 watts, and this is only rated at 1000 continuous. So we may have to just run to 750 or so, or excuse me, about 500. This thing's when it's on a low, it's about 500 watts. So right now, let me get this out of the way so you guys can see the little screen here. Got 0 watts. 99 hours, 79%. So here we go. So the fan kicks on, showing 20 watts. Now I've done some actual tests on this. I'm not sure that this meter is 100% accurate. A lot of variables, but most of the meters that I checked this on shows that the fan is only using 14 watts. So right now it's showing about 6 more watts than normal. I'm sure there's nothing in there. This thing's dirty. This thing's old. And it went right back to 20 watts. All right, now that turns the 110 off as soon as you touch it. It might be time for a new heater. This thing's probably 8 or 10 years old. All right, so we just threw it on low. And it's showing right now it'll be pulling 360, 380, 407. I think it's around 500 watts. It'll peak out. 480. I wish there was a way to keep that on. If I touch this, it turns it off. So right around 500, that's what it is showing. Now I'm going to crank this dude up to high, and that's, like I said, 1100 and something watts, almost 1200 watts, and that's a little bit over what this thing can do. See if it kicks it out. We bumped it up there, and it doesn't even have a place for 1100. Now, I don't think you'd want this in your tent. It does. It moved over. It does have an additional place for a 1 there. So we're at 1,076, 1,100, 1,000, 1,100. It's basically just bumping between 1050 and 1,100 watts. The fan is really blowing on this side. It's not hot, but it's really loud. Can you see the wattage? So we're at 78%. Let's let this run for a little bit, and we'll pull it down, and then we'll go back and charge it in the sun. All right, so that is about 50% now, and we went from 80% to 50% in 16 minutes and 49 seconds. And we were running 1050 watts to 1100 watts continuous. So that was really about 100 watts over the maximum capacity sustained. So I think it's a good indication. I never felt anything hot. There's nothing hot on this machine. There's nothing about it that makes me worry. It's probably overbuilt a little bit. So that is 50%, and we started out with roughly 80%, and then we run 1,050 watts up to 1,100 watts continuous, and that's about 100 watts over what this thing is rated. It never hiccuped once. 16 minutes and 50 seconds to get from 80% to 50%. So now let's go put it on some solar panels and see how long it takes to get from 50% to 100%. Using two 100 watt panels. All right, I've got two 100 watt panels. You want to show them the panels? They're setting due south, and if you look at the sky, we're probably 95% clear today. 90, maybe 97. It's a really nice, clear, sunny day. This is morning, so we don't have full sun on them right now, but we should be able to see something happen here. Oops. Oh no. This is the input. It doesn't use these kind of connectors. So again, two things that I'm frustrated with this, and this is, I think everybody that would buy this would make an assumption that it would come with the jumper cables, since that's what it's kind of about. And then also, it has no way, there's no adapters to hook up any type of solar panel to this, and these little ports seem to be proprietary. So you would have to order their solar panel adapters where you could hook into like a MC4 connector. So I had another solar generator that had these type ports, but they were a different size, so it obviously wouldn't fit in this one. So there's again, little bit of frustration there. I would have expected that you would at least been able to charge up something with the solar panels if it came with it. We've been using this power station now for about 2 weeks, and we use it for stuff like this around the farm, where we take our batteries out for our cameras and stuff, and it works really good. If you just need a power station that you charge up and bring it from home, it works great. However, if you want it to be a solar generator, you're going to have to buy their solar panels. If you want to use their jump start feature, you're going to have to buy their jump start cable. So this unit is really good for stuff like this, where you put a good charge in it at home. and then you bring it out to your work site. So this is a, it provides a good amount of power for these locations. This has been working really good for charging our camera batteries and then our tool batteries. I guess in closing, the question is, would I buy this unit? And I would say yes if I only needed it for a power station. But if you're looking for a solar generator, I don't think the cost benefit is good at that point, because when you add the price of their solar panels, it really bumps that price up. All of the other brands of solar generators that we have tested to this point have come with a means of charging them with a solar panel. As common as MC4 connectors have become in the solar industry, I think they should just be standard.